The Dajjal. The Dajjal, as is called the Antichrist in Islam, the false Messiah, the lying Messiah, his story is very long. Now, we don't know if a Dajjal is now living. I know that some people, they use the Hadith, they say, what about the Hadith in Sahih Muslim about, what's his name, the Sahabi? Huh? What's his name? The one that went on an island and he saw the Dajjal and he saw the Jassasa, the beast. Someone remind me of his name? No one knows? Tamim al-Dari. Tamim al-Dari. The hadith in there is very long. It says that they went on an island and they saw a man that was tied up, and the man says to them, tell me about Medina, tell me about this, tell me about the palm trees in I don't know what, and he answered that, and then they said, who are you? And he said, I am Jesus. Ana al-Masih. Sorry, he didn't say Jesus. He says, I am al-Masih. I am the Messiah. And then they left. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not say if he really is the Dajjal. That man could have been a normal man who claimed a lie. So there's no indication in any of the authentic hadiths that a Dajjal is really living. Another people quoted that there was a man by the name of, what's his name, who lived in Medina. A man named, what was his name? Safi ibn Sayyad. Again, another hadith about Safi ibn Sayyad, who the Sahabas thought he was the Dajjal, and the Prophet ﷺ assumed he was, and all that stuff. But again, Rasul ﷺ did not confirm he's the Dajjal. So we don't know if the Dajjal is alive since then, whether he's coming out, what's his story. The point is, a false Messiah will come out and say, I am the Messiah, but he is lying. After that, he will say, I am God. And the people will take him as a God. Now let's look at the Jews' scriptures. They're saying the Messiah is coming. It makes sense now that if they follow him, because the Prophet ﷺ, he says, the Dajjal will come from the east, and with him 70,000 Jews of Asfahan. Now we don't know if it's literally from Asfahan or that they had gone out of Israel and all that, and they'd become dispersed in the land. They all come back thinking he is the Messiah that they are waiting for. And the majority of his followers will be the Jews, according to our sources. And among them are Christians and Romans and others. And they will be heading towards where? Towards Jerusalem. Now also makes sense if you look at their scriptures, which they say they are going to go back in with the Messiah to rebuild the third temple of Solomon, or the third temple, whatever they call it, on Zion. So they'll be coming with their Messiah, which we, in our sources, is the false Messiah. He is actually the Dajjal. Because it will show them signs. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him certain powers that will make them believe that he is a God. They literally believe that he is a God. Allah knows best. A lot of Jews will disagree because they don't worship other gods beside Allah. But something will happen according to our religious sources which make them believe that at least he's a partner to God. When he enters Jerusalem, he comes to Jerusalem, Isa alayhi salam, the true Messiah, will be with the Muslims, with the righteous people and the Mahdi, and he will say to the Mahdi, open the gate of Jerusalem. And the gate will be opened, and the Dajjal, the Antichrist, will be waiting behind the door, thinking that he's going to enter with his followers and his army, accompanied by an army of 70,000 Jews from the east, and they will be dressed in robes of green color satin. Rasul ﷺ said, alayhim al-tayalisa. There's two different interpretations. Either they are green colored satin robes, or it means a type of helmet. The hadith is Sahih Muslim. As soon as the Dajjal sees Isa alayhi salam, when he opens the door of Jerusalem, he runs away, and the hadith says that he starts to melt. I don't know how, but that's the hadith. We leave it at that. Isa alayhi salam runs after him, and he takes his sword out, or whatever weapon he has, and he kills the Dajjal. And the Dajjal bleeds, and then he lifts the sword or whatever weapon he has and shows his army and says, if he was God, will he bleed?